Good morning. Welcome to another edition of Gary's Movie Emporium. A couple sad notes before I start my video this morning. I just learned of the passing of Barry Scott. For all of you who do not know who Barry Scott was, he was the pay-per-view announcer for, back then it was TNA Wrestling. And then he later did some things for Impact Wrestling, which were basically the same company. They just changed names. He passed away. I don't know the details. I'm really bummed about that. I grew up as a younger guy watching pay-per-views with his voiceovers before every pay-per-view. And I'd just like to wish his family condolences. And it's 2020 is not shaping up to be too great of a year. There's COVID, and it seems like all the stars and I don't know, just people I grew up with are passing away left and right, and it's just been a terrible year. And I just wish 2021 would get here. And to boot, today is 9/11. 19 years ago, World Trade Center were suicide bombed here in New York City, and that hits a little close to home too, because I don't live that far from there. And I believe there was another plane that was crashed somewhere in Pennsylvania. Maybe that's near where James or Sean live. I don't know how far away that was. But yeah, today's a bad day all the way around. I mean, you had the passing of Barry Scott, and then it happened to be on 9/11. So I don't know. It's just, this year's just been one, terrible year. It's good that we have things such as movies and stuff, because I don't know. Sometimes I'm not saying you wish you wouldn't be here, but I don't know. Sometimes I wish I wasn't living in this era. It just seems like too much bad stuff happens, and I'm having problems with my neighbors. Their kids are terrible, and this year's been awful, and I blame the school districts because, well, actually I blame the governor. I know there's a lot of COVID going on out there, but kids should be back in school full time, not 2 days a week. They're not learning anything. They're not staying inside. They're not social distancing. They're not doing anything, and I have to get this off my chest because I've been going through a lot of stressful stuff lately with neighborhood. Kids thinking they can come on my lawn. Finding junk on my lawn. Kids out. Well, they weren't out yet last night, but the day before, they were using our road for a skate park, scooter park, bicycle park. This is a road. Okay, this is a road. This is not playground. And I've called the cops about it several times, and they say it's summer, it's kids, and it's like, yeah, well, live where I do, and you deal with what I have to deal with day in, day out. I have my TV on pretty much max to where it'll go, and it's 5.1 sound. And I have to still blare it, and I can still occasionally hear a bratty kid outside crying or screaming at the top of their lungs. I had to put the end to it one night because these kids, before school started, were outside at 10 o'clock at night screaming and hollering. I caught a couple running up nearby my porch, and I yelled at him and I said, "You get out of here." But I wasn't nice about it. And I'm just telling you, I feel like this world is losing control. I really feel that we don't do something soon, I think we're going to have a lot more bad things happening in the future, because, not trying to get political or historical here, but I feel like man is messing up somehow, and all this bad stuff's happening. And if we don't watch it, many of us, or a lot of us, are not going to be here no more. I just feel like things are getting out of control, and it has nothing to do with the president. It's just people in general. just rioting, protesting, all of it. It's getting to be ridiculous. Everybody gets butthurt about everything, and everybody's always at odds. Instead of trying to come together as one, we're failing. We got to stick together, people, because if we don't, I don't know. I don't know if we'll. I don't know if, in the future we'll see a 2100 year. You know, I mean, this year alone has been stressful for everybody. It's hit me really hard. I mean, I feel like this pandemic not only has hurt me financially and scared for that my family's going to get it, but then I got to deal with other people's kids. I got to deal with people's problems. Their idea of taking care of it is send kids outside, and it's like, you're supposed to be social distancing 6 feet, you know, not playing together. You know, there's people sweating and stuff out there. They playing basketball. They bump up against each other. You know, you don't, and they have people over to their houses galore. And I'm starting this off on a bad note, and I'm probably gonna tick somebody off with what I'm saying, but I have to get that off my chest. It's just 2020 has been a terrible year. I don't know how anyone can justify saying it's been a good year or anything like that, because it's got to go away, because kids need school again. I'm seeing way too much messing around. Kids not trying to learn. Like, I know they're doing remote learning, but when they're off, they're not remote learning. They're not doing anything. They're going out to the streets playing basketball. They're running all over the street, making all kinds of noise. The future of our children is going to depend on us here today. If we don't do something about getting them in school full time, I don't care if you have to make buildings bigger to separate them. You'll have to do something to get them back in school, because it's starting to look like they're becoming primitive. Like, it's kind of like almost like the rebirth of man, you know. And they got to get back to school, because there's just too much non-structure going out there, and I'm really worried that there's going to be a lot more rioting closer to home if our local state and local government doesn't do more to try and get kids back to school, because our governor is basing everything on what's going on in New York City. That's not fair, because New York City is a much different climate than upstate New York. Upstate New York, we have very little people. But ran over. I'm just a little ticked off about everything this morning. I'm a little shooken about some things, and it's movie time, and I'm not here to be political, but I had to get that off my chest. And I'll start off here with some classic 50 movie feature. It's a drive-in movie classic. And once again, I apologize for the rant, but it had to be done. I just like to get stuff off my chest, so it might, because if I don't, it might reflect in my video. And this is this has 71 hours on it. It's a Mill Creek Entertainment. Like I said, it has 70 hours of favorite drive-in classics. It's got such classics as Blood Mania. Trying to name some of the more recognizable names. Invasion of the Bee Girls. Let's see. Night Train to Terror. Moon of the Wolf. And a whole slew of, as you can see on the back here. I'm going to open this up. Show you. Okay. Comes with a booklet here. And on the back. These are the other sets that come from Mill Creek. think I have, let's see, I think I have that one. I'm pretty sure I have that one. I have a number of these sets on here. But then there's like a whole slew of discs here. I gotta take them out. What, they're all like in these black sleeve like things. And there's probably, I don't know, probably 20, 30 there. I think they're dual layer as well, but I got that on eBay. I think I paid like $11 or $12 for it. I mean, it's probably, could have got it for $5, but look how thick it is there. And there's the spine. And it says it has 50 movies. And that was that one. And then I got this on eBay too, because I missed it at the dollar. Well, I had it at the Dollar Tree, but I had to get it in eBay because the one that was at Dollar Tree was running free, and I didn't dare to take a chance on it. And it's our game. Includes 4 bonus features: Curly the Great Mike, Regular Fellers, and Who Killed Doc Robin. Yeah, Alfalfa, who played it in Little Rascals, he later in life was shot by someone over some money. If you didn't know that, but he died at like in his early 30s, I believe, which is sad. And I heard there was someone else in this show that died tragically at an early age too. So this little show here has a little bit of an infamy around, a couple of the cast members who passed on. So, which is sad because they were kid actors. You would have liked to have gone to see them go on to do bigger and better things. And they were cut down at an early age. This is an Echo Bridge Home Entertainment, 2012. Waldo's Last Stand, Our Gang Follies of 1938, High Neighbor, Mary Queen of Tots, The Pooch, Bear Shooters, Fly My Kite, Derby Day, The Fourth Alarm, School's Out, Curly the Great Mike, Regular Fellers, and Who Killed Doc Robin. Yeah, there's almost 500 minutes on this, so really good buy. Even if I got it for, I don't know, $4 or $5, it's still a good buy at 500 minutes. I mean, that's what, $5. I'm more than getting my money's worth by paying $5 for this too. Would have been better to get it for $1, but. Oh, and then I forgot to show this last time. It was in James's deck of stuff he sent me. It was the classic TV collection. I looked over on my end table and I noticed, oops, I forgot to add this one to that. And it was like, at that point, there was no point of going, getting up to go get it because the video was almost over. The classic TV collection, 31 episodes from Bonanza. 2015 Echo Bridge has over 25 hours of entertainment on this. This stars such actors as Lauren Green, Pernell Roberts, Dan Blocker, and Michael Landon, of course, who later went on to play in Little House on the Prairie. And I think he played an angel, I think, in I can't remember. Something to do with heaven, that's all I know. I know the show, I just can't think of the name of it, but that's the stuff I've seen him in. Other than that, I haven't really seen him in anything other than those couple, 2 or 3 things, but he is so pivotal in Little House on the Prairie that he made pretty much a career off these 2 shows, Bonanza and Little House on the Prairie. So, I mean, Little House on the Prairie went on forever, it felt like. So did Bonanza, but I think that was popular because of its timing and stuff. But Bonanza, or Little House on the Prairie, I mean, it was on so long, the kids on that show were little at the time that by the time the show ended, they kept the actual kids a lot of times, and those kids turned into adults. So this show was around Little House on the Prairie with Michael Landon was around for a long time. And here's the back. Then got this at the Dollar Tree. I didn't know if I had it. I think I might have, but I don't think I kind of think I didn't get it too. It's a movie starring John Liu and Kwon Young Moon. It's called Fighting Ace. This has 8 bonus movies. Has The Black Dragon, The Crippled Masters, The Ninja Connection, East LA Warriors, Blood of the Dragon, Duel of the Iron Fist, Eagle Claws Champion, and Militant Eagle. And they all clock in around an hour and a half. Blood of the Dragon's 105 minutes. But they all clock in about hour and a half. It's 2017 Echo Bridge release. And it comes with a tray here with the first 4 movies there and the final 4 movies on this disc right here. And it's even turned properly, so I don't have to turn it for you. But yeah, 4 on 4, that ain't bad. I wish that all the Echo Bridge were at least 2 to 3 discs like that. I think it looks neat. But then next up, I'm going to get started on what I got at let's see, Dollar General, I believe. It's a 4 DVD set of Thomas the Tank Engine. Let's Explore with Thomas. It has these 1, 2, 3, 4 little mini movies or episodes. I don't know if they're episodes or not for sure, but yeah. This is from 2012 from Ghoul Limited. Has the Thomas and Friends link here on the back for, yeah, it says 4 DVD set, so I decided to open it. And it comes equipped with a little map for Thomas. I don't know if it's like his route through the town where where he's always traveling on the tracks, but that's what it came with, that map. And then it has these 4 discs here. And then the final one here. Pretty neat covers for these cover arts, or for the disc art. There's the 4 there. We got that for my son Joseph. Pop it in for him someday just to see, but right now, I know it's sad to say, but we let him watch Beavis and Butthead because it's the only thing he stays watching. I'm glad he's at the age he doesn't really understand what's going on with it, because I'd prefer him to watch stuff like Thomas the Tank Engine, but for some reason Beavis and Butthead get his attention. I don't know if it's because they're always, they're just kind of standout-ish characters or what, but he'll watch Beavis and Butthead for all hours, but if you pop in something, or maybe Sesame Street, stuff with puppets he likes too, but anything that's animated like today's animation, he does not. He could care less about what's on the movie screen over there. Next up is a horror film called Here Alone, Fear the Undead. Got this for $3. It's a 4-star true horror thriller according to Heaven of Horror. Unnerving, says Odyssey Online. It's a Vertical Entertainment. 97 minutes. Apparently the star in this is isolated in the wilderness. Her name's Anne, and she struggles to survive after a mysterious epidemic decimates society, kind of like what's going on now, and solitary and regimented life is haunted by the memories of her past and threatened by bloodthirsty zombies known as the Infected that lurk just outside of the forest border. On a desperate journey to forage for food, Anne meets a teenage girl and her injured stepfather, initially reluctant to let others into her world, and relents for both physical and emotional survival as the Infected close in, and the trio are forced to fight for their lives. Anne must face the painful truth that these survivors may be more dangerous than the Infected. So she picks up these two stragglers that probably wishes she never picked up, I'm guessing. So kind of go from there. Kind of like is like that. I'm kind of like Anne here. I don't trust a lot of people in the world because like I've been let down way too many times by people that were my friends and then they ended up being rats. I don't know. I got some good friends here on YouTube, but it takes a little bit for me to start seeing like what I like in a person. So that's just kind of the way I've always been. People think it's probably I'm snobbish or whatever, or better than somebody else. It's not that. It's just I've always been a good judge of character with people. I kind of see if they're going to be somebody I can trust. But that looks interesting. And then I got a Dean C. Jones film here, Dark Awakening, from the executive producers of The Ring. I paid $3 for this as well. Has one of my great actors here, Lance Henriksen. Let's see. Has bonus features, a trailer, behind the scenes featurette, including interviews with the stars. I'm not going to read the back because I just read the one, but it says it's from Hanover House. On the back here. Yeah, this was a distributor that released a Hanover House. I'm not seeing a year unless I'm looking at it right. Says it's region 1. Okay, 2014 on this one. I like to at least get the year in there for you. So, you're not, if you were to look it up online or whatever, it'd give you a little bit, precise search, to look it up. But like I said, I paid $2.95 and it's horror, so I mean, it's more than worth it. And then you got Lance Henriksen. I don't know if he's possessed or whatever, but how can you not buy it for that? And then next up, I got another one from Dollar General. These are really new. I got these last night, in fact. Movie. This was a TV movie on Sci-Fi. It's with Craig Schaefer, Dennis Haysbert, Ernie Hudson, and Bill Duke. It's called Battle Dogs. Quarantine, do not enter. The population of Manhattan is under quarantine for now. Go good with the werewolf collection I have. I too paid $3 for this, if I didn't say. Says this disc is compatible with all DVD players with the Region 1 on it. It's 90 minutes. This is from the Asylum, the company that knocks off a lot of the big budgeted Hollywood titles, like disaster films and kind of cheap. It's kind of basically, too, they did Z Nation, which is I feel like it takes Walking Dead and kind of puts a lot of humor and really cheesy zombie effects and things like that. So they do a really good job with Z Nation, though. But it's just one of those things that I think every studio wants to have. I think that basically they want to break out like the makers of Sharknado. I think they want to catch it. Think they're going to catch lightning in a bottle and maybe get really popular. I mean, the Asylum is well known for its cheesiness, but I think they doing stuff like that would put them over the edge. But it has special features, original widescreen presentation, 5.1 surround, the making of battle dogs, and a gag reel. And then there's right there in the back, wolves are about to try and take out these militant soldiers here, trying to keep the peace with the quarantine. And then, like I said, you got Craig Schaefer, who played in, he played Boone in, oh geez, Clive Barker movie, Nightbreed. That's what I know him from, and he was also in Fire in the Sky. I think he played Dallas or something like some state or city name in Fire in the Sky. And then All-State guy here and played. I can't remember. He played in Major League too. I can't remember the character he played, but he was great in that too. But yeah, a couple recognizable cast members there. Like I said, that was a sci-fi TV movie. I remember watching it when it debuted on a Saturday. And then I got more cheesy goodness here from let's see, it's from GT Media. Well, in the Asylum, more Asylum stuff. They have a lot of Asylum stuff at Dollar General. If you're into that thing. This is from 2011. It's from Cannibal Cuisine 2 as well. It has original widescreen 5.1. The making a zombie apocalypse, a gag reel, and trailers. And this too has Ving Rhames, who is in this. He does the Arby's commercial. He's always saying stuff about beef and things like that, but I'm mentioning him this because he also played in the remake of Dawn of the Dead. And he played in that, and I believe he played in maybe at least one of the Piranha movies. I can't remember, but this movie says it's months after a zombie plague has wiped out 90% of the American population. A small group of survivors fight their way cross country to a rumored refuge on the island of Catalina. It's in color, of course, 16:9. And if I didn't say it's 90 minutes. There's Ving Rhames on the back there. It's supposed to take place in 2012. It's long past now, but still. Everything with COVID, I don't know, nothing's off limits anymore after all of this outbreak and everything. I don't know, I'm just sick of 2020. And then I got some eBay purchases here. Another horror, well, next 2 or 3 are horror. This being the third. Greenvale has a deadly secret, the Banished. Nobody is innocent. Seen Tim Horror DVD Devil on his channel. Get this, and I just fell in love with the cover right from the get-go. October 1992, Londoner Jane Darcy travels to Greenville, New York to claim the remains of her mother, Emma Gray, who died from a brain aneurysm. She encounters Christopher Dodd, a twisted man with a deep connection to her late mother and Sheriff Miranda Lacey, his fierce protector. An evil secret wrought by Jane's grandmother, Mary's guilt from an illicit affair with a local priest decades earlier, has savage repercussions. It is only when Jane sees Christopher ceremoniously burning Emma's things in a raging fire he sat in a rusted out silo that the full extent of the evil comes to light. This is a Tiny Tim Studio, 4 digital media, 16:9 from 2018 with a 2019 limited. All rights reserved from for digital media and 2.0 and 5.1 sound, and it's 88 minutes if I didn't say. And the lady looks really messed up on the back. Half her face. I take it she's in the fire or some kind of fire. But it's called the Banished. And that comes out of the slip here. You could tell this was a Dollar Tree. This was at some of the Dollar Trees, I'm pretty sure. But there's that one. Pretty happy with that. More horror. Of course, I'm always happy when I get horror films. I mean, I like the other ones I get, but I don't know. I just always like horror. It's always like I get excited when I get those. Jared Harris, Sam Claflin, and Olivia Cook. The Quiet Ones, inspired by actual events, a shocking experiment, and an unspeakable evil. I saw this at the theater. This was a Hammer. Hammer was trying to make a comeback not too long ago, and I think they wanted this to be as part of the Hammer films. It kind of has the Hammer feel to it. It's just more glossed over with Hollywood ruining the full capacity of what it could have been. It was good. I liked it. I mean, I know some people hated this film, but I actually had fun with it. I liked it. I liked it for what it was trying to do. You know, it was. You don't see many like this in the theater, like experimentation and and with a little horror here and there. You don't see this kind of horror very often. You usually see the ghost ones, or it tried to be something different, is what I respected it for, and I had fun with this. I remember coming out of the theater enjoying it quite a bit. But that's that, and this is 98 minutes, and it's from 2013 from Tiger Shark Productions, and that's The Quiet Ones. Just two more here, guys. I'm sorry about the length of the video. My rant was like 8 or 9 minutes, and I apologize. I'm trying to speed things up a little bit, but I'm trying to slow it down at the same time because I don't want to leave out any details here. I've got a DVD Blu-ray combo pack. It stars Dean Cain. It's called Kill Katie Malone. Never buy a demon on the internet. Other horror here. Last of the horror ones, and pretty much the last of the deck here. The Phase 4 film. It's rated R. 91 minutes. 5.1. And 5.1 master audio sound for Blu-ray. The DVD is 5.1 as well. That's why I was saying 5.1, is I was reading for the DVD and Blu-ray here. Never buy a demon on the internet. College students and best friends Ginger Matheson, Jim Duncan, and Kyle Dixie Canning pool their cash to buy a ghost in an online auction. The three think it's all a prank, but once they open up the antique box to examine their treasure, and these kids probably deserve it for opening the box, which they probably should have just left it closed, I'm guessing. They unleash the vengeful spirit of a servant girl who has been wreaking havoc on her owners throughout the generations. That's what always happens in these movies. These kids get too, that's not exciting enough. We'll open the box, and, then they end up meeting their maker by the end. And it's like, that's the thing I get. That's what gives these kind of movies a bad rap, is because the stupid factor that goes on in some of the characters. But I mean, you gotta look at the big picture of things. It's not about the logical a lot of times in horror films. A lot of times it's more about the illogical, because, like, it's unlikely to happen, and you know that going in, and it's like, I hate it when people pick these films to death. It's like you're you kind of have to turn your brain off a little bit to a lot of these movies, because you can't overthink these or you're not going to enjoy them. They're not, I mean, if it's stuff that stands out that makes the movie, like, have parts in it that do nothing, you know, like they don't make sense, that's one thing. But going into this, you're ripping these types of movies apart before you actually, you know, you see it. And I mean, I could do the same thing with non-horror. There's stuff in those love interest things that I could go right down the list as like, yeah, he's gonna fall in love with her, and it 9 times out of 10 that happens. I mean, I don't know how anybody can bash horror for doing the cliched things when, you know, stuff like on Lifetime and Hallmark, they do the same thing. Like in those Christmas marathons they do the same thing every year. It's like, oh, this girl's going to go back to her hometown, and oh, this new stranger's going to be her new boyfriend by the end of the movie. It's ridiculous to put these down and not put those down at the same time. You know, I mean, to me, horror has its bad points, but it has a lot of great points too. So I don't see how anybody can put horror down for being something different. It already gets a knock for being considered B entertainment. And a lot of these are a lot better than people give them credit for. Maybe this one isn't that great, I don't know. But I am sure over there in my rows upon rows of horror, there's a lot of good stuff that people did not like. But, I mean, everybody's entitled to their own opinion, but to me, there isn't a better genre going than horror film, than the horror genre. And here, well, and then it has a long lifetime of longevity too. It dies for a little bit and then it comes back every time. Like, it doesn't burn any path. It ends up being reborn and coming back in a different form, whether it be ghosts or vampires or werewolves, or, you know, it's always trying to come back, you know. And that's why I respect horror, because it tries to rebrand itself for every generation. And I mean, I know a lot of these newer ones aren't for me. Like, I don't like a lot of the A24 titles. I feel like they're too mind-bendy, and I don't like horror that's like that. But I like stuff like the Hammer brand that was trying to bring stuff back like that. And then lastly here is a Blu-ray disc for Stripes. Steelbook. $10 on this baby though. It's from Columbia Pictures. It's from 2000. Well, the disc itself is from 2014, but the movie is 1981. This has an additional 17 minutes of hysterical extra footage in this version. It's the extended cut, I guess they're calling it. It has such actors as John Candy, Harold Ramis, Bill Murray, of course. And it has Judge Reinhold in it. I don't think he gets a big, credit for being in it, but in case you don't know who Judge Reinhold is, he played in the Beverly Hills Cop movies. He did the voice of Garfield at one point. He, what else did he do? He did Fast Times at Ridgemont High, I think. I'm not sure. No, maybe it wasn't that. He played in some 80s high school movie, but he's played in a lot. And I'm sure there's a slew of other actors in here I'm forgetting. Everybody can't forget the drill sergeant with the big toe. The scene with Bill Murray, basically getting platoon to do their cadence with the military weaponry. That's a great scene in this movie. That, to me, that stands up to this day and probably will forever be etched in my mind. That's just a really entertaining part. where they're taking army and then they're spoofing it at the same time. You never could do that in a real army like they did in that. But that's this. It kind of has the old DVD look to it too. I don't know if it slides out the side or I don't know. That's what it looks like. I guess you just take it out of here, but it has that on the side. Kind of has that old VHS look to it. It's got medals of all kind on the cover. You guys that are more familiar with the military might know. Maybe some of these are joke medals. I don't know, but maybe you could tell what some of the medals are for. I know that's a captain medal there. Oh, I see what they're doing. Okay, these are spoof medals. Okay. Yeah, okay. If you look at it really close, you can really see what's going on in these. Okay. I thought maybe they were I mean, I was in the military, but I wasn't ever in long enough to get these medals or anything like that. Did not really care for the military, no knock on it. It just wasn't for me. I was kind of a lot like Bill Murray. It really was a civilian through and through. I mean, I know he made it through, but reality is of it, I doubt Bill Murray would even be able to last through the military all that much. He's not a very physical guy, like doesn't look like he did too many push-ups, but there's Stripes from 1981, and that is it for my haul. And I got those at Dollar General. I got some on eBay. I got one on there from James, and a few on eBay. So I got a mixed bag of everything on this video, and I apologize about the length. 8 or 9 minutes of it was a rant I had for the movie, so if you want to fast forward through the controversial stuff a little bit, or maybe opinionated stuff, feel free to do so. Just make sure you watch what I got, because I hate for you to miss out on the things that I said in the video. But you all stay safe, guys, and I don't think I'll be back tomorrow, but I will definitely be back Sunday or Monday. It just depends. Sometimes I know Sunday or Monday on YouTube seems to be less traffic, and I try to do them when more eyes are in the channel or on the site itself, and with school back in session and things like people's lives change, drastically. I noticed in my last video I did end up getting 150 views, but I have a feeling that's a little lower than normal because of this week being school back in session and everything. But everybody stay safe. Hopefully we can get that vaccine that people are talking about, and we can get back to normal here, at least this tail end of 2020. And let's hope that 2021 is everything that 2020 wasn't. And I'll see you in the next video, guys. Bye.